Hey guys, it's Eagle, and welcome back to another episode inside of Nomifactory. I know it's been a while since I was last in the world, but I can assure you guys that I was busy. I wanted to take a second in the beginning of this episode, however, to let you guys know that at the time of recording, I'm really close to 500 subscribers, and I just think it'd be cool if we could reach that goal. For no other reason than bigger number, better person. Whatever. So if you aren't subscribed yet and you want to see more, I'd greatly appreciate it if you did that. So with that out of the way, let me give you a rundown of what I've done in between episodes. Just gonna head downstairs here, and you'll see first thing is, where is our sugarcane setup? So I moved it because I needed to upgrade it. So it's now in the basement with the power generation. So I have this elevator set up, shift down, and here we go. We have our upgraded SNAD setup. So we are producing a lot of sugarcane. It was producing so much, in fact, that I had to add a extract speed upgrade to the extract item conduit on the vacuum. So it is going. I've also sectioned off a couple of these turbines to kind of route power in different places over the base without them connecting and whatnot. So it may not be the cleanest, but it's working right now. So we got enough power to run all those machines up there, and if I turn around, you'll see that I've done some work down here. Finally, I am automating aluminum. It is going just perfectly. It took me a little bit to get the power situation working, and I know it's not very elegant, and I'm sure I'm missing something, but this gives us a good amount of power that we're gonna need to get this going. So yeah, we are automating all of these dusts here that you get from electrolyzing clay dust. So take a second here to kind of just run you down what's happening. Cobble generation setup, going directly into this drawer, pulling out of the drawer into this forge hammer. From the cobblestone, it's turning it into gravel, taking that up north, sending it back over to another forge hammering that gravel into sand. Sand's going up into another forge hammer, and that's going into dust. That dust is going down into a basic chemical reactor, and combining that with water to get ourselves some clay. We're using an Endervor auto outputting up into this chemical reactor to get ourselves the clay. And then from there, the clay is going into the macerator, into clay dust, as you can see, and the clay dust into the electrolyzer, feeding up into here. Now, this cable that we have going all the way up here is going directly into our EBF. So let's go ahead and go up there and show you that. I have these elevators set up, and I even have one up here now. So very cool. So now we have this cable running around directly into the EBF, keeping it filled, and we got a little bit of a stock going. So that's nice that we can constantly run that. Awesome. So we finally automated aluminum, and that's going to make the progression even easier. Now, if you see here, I also have some stuff set up for what looks to be another multi-block, and you'd be correct. This is where I'm going to put the Pyrolyse oven. I'm not sure exactly. I think we need the phenol from the coal coke, and that's what we're going to use to make our phenol-coated circuit boards for the MB circuit. So that's what this is going to be, and I've already had that pre-crafted. That's going to be one of the first things we're going to do today, because everything I am doing right now is just trying to get me into DME so that I can start producing items through that, because that's going to be super important. What else have I done? Outside. This is a minor thing. I built this little offshoot off the base. It serves no purpose yet, but I do want it to serve a purpose in our farm. I'm going to use a farming station from Ender.io eventually to harvest trees and canola, because we're going to need the canola oil. I'm not sure what yet, but I just know we're going to need it. So that's what this is going to be. Until then, I probably will just leave this vacant. There is other options to auto farm, but the other options don't farm the trees, which kind of defeats the purpose, because that's a lot of the reason why I want to do it as well. I want to be able to automate rubber, because we're constantly needing to just manually cut down the trees, which is okay, but I'd like to stop that. So I guess first thing we want to do today is we want to start working on the Pyrolyse oven, and then we can start working on crafting some of the things we're going to need to make ourselves the MB circuit board and the MB circuit, actually. Before I get any deeper into building some more multi-blocks, which I am very excited to do. I wanted to talk about the importance of this setup down here because I didn't talk about it nearly enough as I should. Besides the automation of aluminum and getting the byproducts of this, it serves other purposes as well. The first thing, we are going to be taking this clay, and that's going to be used in making ourselves the pulsating polymer clay, which is what we use in the DME to start generating some resources and training the data models. So that's going to be one part of it. And the next part is going to be taking the extra sand, and we're going to be smelting that into glass, and then we are going to be electrolyzing that glass into quartz. So then we're going to take that quartz, take our polymer clay, we're going to take the quartz, and then we're going to take hopefully soon, we're going to start generating some ender pearls and getting some resonant ender. So once we get the quartz and the resonant ender, we can turn that into, I think it's called something cathrate. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it or what it is, but it's an ingredient that we need to combine with clay to make ourselves that pulsating polymer clay that I was talking about. And that's going to be an important thing that we're going to need going forward. So just wanted to touch on that and kind of talk about how important this is going to be before we proceed. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. And wouldn't you know it, I've already crafted all the things I need to make myself the Pyrolyse oven. So let's just go ahead in here and grab all the stuff we're going to need. It's in this chest. All right, here we go. Glad I made all those copper nickel coil blocks last time for the EBF. And I know we're going to need to make more, so don't even start. But for right now, this is going to be fine. So let's go ahead up here. And oh, what in the world? I know that, okay, I know this is an issue with shaders, but I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see it. Anyway, let's get started with the Pyrolyse oven. Let's see. Okay, so we need to place this down. I know it basically is like a horizontal version of this. So we want our regular one to be here, and I think you can shift right click to create the multi-block. Okay, so that needs to be in the middle. That explains a lot. So let's just pretend it's a ULV casing, and then the Pyrolyse oven, and then shift right click. All right, so now we can really see what this is working on. Actually, we can move it back a block. Even better, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so let's move it back a block, and right here, shift right click. Let's get rid of that, and let's think about this. Okay, so these are the input and output hatches. These are just casings. And in the back here, what do we have? We have a muffler hatch, a maintenance hatch, and an energy hatch. So the maintenance, muffler, and energy need to go in the back here. Let's go ahead and start with those. Maintenance is here. I think I can switch these around. So I'm actually just going to try to put the energy hatch right here. Let's go ahead. I think I can use this wrench. There we go. So put that there, and then we'll put the muffler hatch here as well, also facing the outside, and the maintenance hatch also on this side. Okay, cool. And let's take our copper nickel coil blocks and go on inside of here. This is so weird. And place these down. Cool. I'm just doing it layer by layer because I kind of like this. Oh, it's gone. Can I try it again? There we go. It's back. Thought I lost it for a second. All right, let's grab these casings and put these in here. And just make sure we need 4 more. And it looks like we have the right amount. All right, let's place down all of our coil blocks. Wait. Is it supposed to be... How is it possible that I'm missing 2? Oh. It needs to be hollow. That would explain that. And there we go. Now, the front. Here's the part that I need to figure out. I think I want to do the input for the items on... Let's make sure I have the right one. It's fluid input. This is also item output. So let's do item input here in the bottom. Item output here, and we'll do the fluids here because I don't really know what fluids we're gonna need. So let's do the fluid input and output here as well. So let's do output here and input here. And then to close this off, all we should need to do is place these last machine casings. did that work? It says processing speed 75%. I do remember reading this. When you use the copper nickel coil blocks on the Pyrolyse oven, you actually get a 25% speed reduction, and then every tier up from that, you get an additional 25%. So, yeah, we're not going to be working at full efficiency, but it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. But let's see. What does it need? Maintenance problems with the muffler hatch. Oh, sorry. Muffler hatch is obstructed. Oh, we knew that was going to happen. I left all my tools downstairs. I need to get my tool belt and just get some tools made. I'm getting tired of that, so let's go ahead and grab some tools. Wrench, screwdriver, hammer. I don't know what other tools we're going to need, but let's just start with these 3. I don't want to grab all of them. I'm going to get confused real quickly. Okay, and we need to get rid of this. Very cool. An energy hatch. Click in there. And how we looking? How does this do? Has maintenance problems still. Okay, so I guess I need all the other tools. I don't know what other tools we're gonna need, but let's just grab them. Wire cutter, crowbar, whatever. I don't even care. I'm grabbing them all. I'm not coming back down here. When you go in here and click them with an empty hand. Eventually, we're going to be able to make duct tape and just put that in here, and then we don't have to worry about that. So now we should be good. Very good. And since we have the wire cutter, we should be able to connect this up to power. And there. And this should be enough power, because it's producing double this EU per tick. So we should be good there. And there we go. We have our Pyrolyse oven. Now, the first thing we're going to want to create with this is coke, using coal and steam, and then we're going to get coke, and then that's where we're going to get the phenol we're going to have to start collecting. I'm going to hook up a steel drum outside of here so we can start collecting that phenol, and I need to go get some coke and get the steam set up. I don't know how we're going to get the steam in here. I assume we just put it into a fluid input hatch, and we'll go from there. But, all right, give me a second to get that going, and I'll be back. Okay, so I think I have everything I need to get this Pyrolyse oven up and running, including some coal. So this should be a good amount. I've even got the steel drum ready to roll. So let's go up here and check it out. Actually, can we sleep and get rid of this? Nope, it just wants to rain all day. Can't wait for it to go through the walls again. I'm so excited. All right, well, first off, let's get this thing filled with some steam. So what we're gonna do is just boom. Then rotate. Good. And then put this on top. Then we're going to convert it using the boiler conversion and the fuel augment. And that should fill up and start creating steam once we give it some fuel. Output hatch. I'm going to put the drum. This is going to collect the phenol. What else do we need? Okay. We need 2 storage devices. I guess we technically don't need this, but I feel like it might be one of those nice to haves. Let's make ourselves another chest. I have no wood, apparently. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any left? I do. Take a stack out. Stack of wood. Put that in there. Make ourselves another chest. Okay, so we got 2 chests. One for the input of items and the output of items. Very nice. We're going to put that here and here and here. That's the output. Yep. We're going to put the input in here. And I think all we need is to first fill this up with steam. So let's grab ourselves some fuel. I might just steal some from here. And we'll just steal a stack. Sure, it came from here. It'll fill up. We're not using that right now. Okay. Put that in there, and it should begin to fill up our Pyrolyse oven with some steam. How do we check that? There we go. Put it in here. Cool. Steam. So that's full of steam. Now, I believe if we want to make the coke, which I have here, we need to put in a program circuit to 14. So then 4 buckets of steam and 16 will make us 20 cold coke and a bucket of phenol, which I did look, it's only 100 liters per substrate. So we can make 10 from that. So that's pretty good. That's not too bad. So let's go ahead and put in, where's the coal? I just had some coal. What did I do with it? I just had it. What did I do with it? Huh? Oh, I realized it went into the storage system. Okay, well, let's grab our 4 stacks of coal out. Cool. I always forget if I keep spamming that, stuff that has a spot will go in it. Let's go ahead and put that in here. Okay, 4 pieces of coal. And... oh, I need to put the program circuit in to 14, I think it was. 14? There we go. Doing something. Something's happening. I can hear it. Maintenance fine. Structure formed. Oh, does it not have enough? It's going down. More energy? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did I do? Spit it out. So why does it need more energy? I think it might be because this is running at the same time, and it is in the same line. I knew this was going to be a problem, but I just wanted to see it today. So let's go ahead and just trip that. Now this should be fine. I thought that might be an issue. I hadn't directed the right amount of power over here that I was planning on doing. I just did it temporarily because it seemed like it didn't need that much power because it just said it was using 30 per tick. But since this is using all the available power, any overhead was too much. So anyway, fix that real quick and we will get that dialed in for the long term. But I'm not as worried about that. We've got a few stacks of this aluminum. Okay. And once this finishes up, we should see coke in this chest here. And we should see phenol in this tank. And we do. Awesome. Now all I gotta do is just wait and let this thing collect some phenol. And then we're gonna be making ourselves a chemical reactor. And then we'll be able to make ourselves some substrates. So that's super exciting. So I'm gonna let this thing finish, collect all we need, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, and some time has passed, and all of our phenol should be in this drum. We have 16 buckets worth. That should be plenty for at least some initial substrates. So I guess the next plan of action is to get that going. I already went ahead and made myself the chemical reactor, so we just gotta place that drum in here. There we go. We got 16,000 liters of phenol, and we just need to go get ourselves some circuit boards. Let's just start with 32 for right now. That should be a fine number. I don't think it takes too much per to use. So let's just go ahead and put that in there and watch this thing go. We can get ourselves our first phenolic substrate, a good board. Now, I believe this is what we're going to need in order to make these good circuit boards, which in order to do that, we're just gonna have to put it in we can put it in a chemical reactor, or we can just craft it with silver wire. So it looks like the silver wire is gonna be the thing we're gonna need first. I don't know how the sodium persulfate is, but it doesn't seem like it's crazy. Anyway, we're not there yet. So we're gonna have to make it with some silver wire. So let's go ahead, and while that's going, let's go ahead and get ourselves some silver wire. I think I have some silver. I'm not exactly sure. Silver. There we go. We have some silver. Let's make ourselves quite a bit of it. I have a feeling we're gonna need this. Lathe. Nope. Wire mill. We'll put it and make 4x so we don't have to worry about putting in another one, and we'll craft that down. So I guess all we have to do now is just wait for that to go. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and check the quest book and see some of these quests that we've completed. Pyrolyse oven, complete, obviously. So I'm going to make that. Chemical reactor, also done. Very nice. Sodium persulfate, iron 3 chloride. So these are those other ingredients that we could have used to create the good circuit boards. Cheaper good circuit boards cuts the silver by a factor of 4. And they are required for making the plastic circuit boards and any boards after that. Making sodium persulfate with salt will yield hydrochloric acid as a byproduct.
which you may reuse to make iron 3 chloride. This should be best approach right now. Okay, so it says we need sodium persulfate with salt. Huh, okay. Sodium bisulfate. Sodium bisulfate dust, which you can make by taking salt and sulfuric acid. Salt and sulfuric acid. And sulfuric acid we can make in the electrolyzer or the chemical reactor with water and sulfur. Oxygen, hydrogen sulfide, centrifuge. Okay, so we got some chemistry going on here, so I'm not sure exactly the best way to make this dust. It seems like it's probably sulfuric acid and salt. Just based on what I'm seeing here. So I have to do a little bit of research into figuring out how we can get that, get this rocking. But that seems like a later problem. And the iron 3 chloride is just iron and hydrochloric acid, and the hydrochloric acid is a byproduct of making the other one. Okay, so I see that. We'll be there soon enough, but let's also keep going through the quest book. Phenol-coated substrate, perfect. Go ahead and claim that Nomi nickel, and we are getting close now to making our good circuit board by crafting these silver wires. What else do we have? Okay, also, I didn't talk about this. I also made some gallium arsenide. I just had to select this quest, and it basically just talking about how you can begin to get byproducts from processing ores. And in doing so, I went down a rabbit hole and made myself some gallium, some arsenic, and some gallium arsenide dust, which is another component that we're going to need to make ourselves the MV circuit, and in that's going to be used in the diode. Diodes, we just need to make some glass, some fine copper wire, and some gallium arsenide, which we have a few pieces of dust of. So let's take this. Let's see what recipe we're going to need. It's not going to be the polyethylene. We are not there yet. I think this last page, we need liquid glass, fine copper wire, and a small pile of gallium arsenide. So that's nice. We don't need to use that much of it, but we do not get any doubling until we can start making either fine annealed copper wire or polyethylene. And you can do it even more if you use silicone wafers. But for right now, we're going to need liquid glass, fine copper wire, and some gallium arsenide. So let's go ahead and start collecting those things. All right, where do I have the gallium arsenide at? I have no idea what I did with it. It's in one of these chests, I believe. Small pile of gallium arsenide, 24. That's not too bad, so we can make 24 diodes. I don't know how many we're gonna need. We're gonna need to make more, obviously, but that's a decent start. Gallium arsenide, fine copper wire. Okay, we have 61 of it. That should be fine. And the last thing was liquid glass. Okay, let's get a stack for right now. I don't know exactly how many we're gonna need. Let's start with getting some of these substrates. And to get the glass into the assembling machine to make this, we're gonna have to swap places with this mixer and the extractor. We're gonna put the extractor right here, fluid output. Now let's get some glass in there. Okay. I think I might need a wrench. I think it can auto fluid output, but let's just see. Okay. Take our wrench to it. And there we go. Now we're getting some glass. And how much does it really need to make the diode? 144. So that's one per. So we need to put 32 in there. Well, actually, 24 is fine. So we have 2, so we need 22. I don't want to have to take the glass out later, so we're just going to go ahead and put exactly the amount we have right now. And while that's going, put our gallium in, put our fine copper wire, and we can go ahead and wait and watch this craft. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and go back over to here where the wire should be done. Okay, and we have 15 silver wire. Craft that down into 1x. And we should be able to just go ahead and craft 7 phenolic substrates into the good circuit boards. Very nice. We're getting very close here. We're getting very, very close. I can feel it. All right. So, good circuit boards. Let's go ahead and collect that quest. And we just got to make ourselves a diode, which should have a couple done. Perfect. Awesome. So now we have the diodes quest completed. Perfect. All right. And I think our first tier 2 circuit is on the horizon. So let's check this out. All right. Save that recipe. We're eventually going to want to start making all of our circuits in a circuit assembler. And once we get a few of these MB circuits, we'll be able to do that. But for right now, this doesn't seem too bad to make. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Let's see. We need 3. Oh, we don't have enough electronic circuits. Oh, splendid. Oh no, I used all my wire. Okay, well, it's not a big deal. We have plenty. Let's just take half of this. We'll make more in between clips here. Not a big deal, but for right now, let's put this in here. Make some circuit boards. And some diodes. I know there's a more efficient recipe. I just am trying to get this done so we can make our first circuit. Cool, so we'll take some of that. Put in our circuits. Put in our diodes, which we need 2 of. And we'll put in our good circuit boards. And I'll tell you what, this feels really good. Finally making our first MB circuit. Awesome. And all we need to make more is just some more diodes and some more electronic circuits. So yeah, the more efficiently we can craft these LV ones, the better off we will be. But I'll tell you what, that feels really good. That feels like we're actually starting to do something. That feels awesome. So I guess the next thing to do would be making that LV circuit assembler so that we can actually craft more circuits at a more efficient rate. And it looks like we're going to need 2 MB circuits for that. So I'm going to let a lot of this stuff kind of clear up, and I'm going to make as many tier 2 circuits as I can make, and then I'll get back to you. And after a little bit of crafting, we have 6 of these MV tier circuits, which we need to go ahead and make finally our circuit assembler. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's look at what we're going to need. A couple conveyors, robot arm, the scene hole, 2 of these, some tin cable, and the LV emitter. Okay, this LV emitter might be not too bad, but in preparation, I actually started smelting some of this quartzite and started getting the brass rods ready. So all I gotta do, grab the quartzite out of here, grab the brass rods out of here, and assuming I have the 2 circuits we need, which I have 1 of them. Oh, good, I don't have enough. Okay, well, let me make a steel plate. And then we should have everything we need. I need to get some more steel passive. Shouldn't be too hard. Bending machine. Energetic alloy plates. That's for the next thing we're going to make. Steel plate. Very nice. And put that in there. We need 3 of these wires. And there's that. Cool. So now we just need to make this LV emitter. Quartzite, brass rods, LV emitter. Awesome. And after that, we should have everything we need once we put the LV emitter in there, 2 of these circuits, and finally, we have ourselves the basic circuit assembler. Now, before I hook that up, I think I also have enough resources finally to make myself the, we see in here, it is the loot fabricator. So we should be ready to start getting some items out of our matter. So let's go ahead and grab some of the stuff I've been preparing for that. I've been making myself some dark steel ingots that's needed for part of the machine hole. But I just realized that I'm gonna need to make a lot more steel plates for those MV machine holes. So I'm going to cook these up, or not cook these up, but bend these up into some plates. And let's get everything else going while we're waiting on that. Let's see. Okay. Loot fabricator. We need the dark steel. Put that in there. Put that in there. Glass pane, not too bad.
just craft that. I feel like we're going to need more of this. Let's put ourselves some glass panes in here. So we have that. And we need to make a hopper. Small gear. I don't know if there's a better way to do that right now, but I can't be bothered. I'm just going to keep grinding. Got ourselves the hopper. Very nice. And we have the glass pane. And for this, we need to make a machine hull, which we should have now once we have the plates done. Put that in the storage system. And, okay, hopper in. Dark steel machine hull starts with the LV machine casing. The regular machine hull. And then from this point, all we have to do, I believe, is make some dark steel plates. It's surrounded by dark steel plates. What did I just do with all my dark steel? Is there a spot in here? I didn't know I had a spot. Sure enough, it does. So let's just make 8 of those for right now. Bend these into some plates. Get out of here. Steel. No need for you right now. Let those go. Okay, we're getting very close now. Let's see here. Oh, I noticed I didn't. I'm gonna have to make another one of these now because it didn't let me get that quest for some reason because it was never in my inventory. Well, that's annoying. So we'll handle that in between clips. But anyway, I have the basic circuit assembler. I just have to craft another one of these LV emitters for it to accept it, which isn't a big deal because I'm sure we're gonna want to make more anyway. So let's grab our plates. We're getting close, and let's go ahead and make our dark steel machine hull. And then finally, we can craft ourselves our loot fabricator. And it looks like it emits a little bit of light. It's pretty sick. Go plug this thing in, see what it looks like. Okay. Connected. It's slowly filling with power. And I think once I think I just need to fill this up with something. I'll read some more, but I need to start making some more of that clay to use in here so that we can continue to craft some more. So I'm just going to let that fill up for right now. I'm not too worried about it, but that's something that we could definitely start researching into in between next episode and this one, start working on some of those other data models, start crafting those up. That's going to be a big focus of the next episode. Anyway, let's get this circuit assembler all hooked up and we kind of get that ready to go. Have a 4X coming off of there, circuit assembler, and it is powered. So finally, we have our basic circuit assembler. But I'm not satisfied. I want to make some cheaper circuits. So we want some of the cheapest circuits you can get here. The electronic circuit, crafted in the circuit assembler. All we need is some soldering alloy or some liquid tin. So liquid tin, resistors, circuit boards, red alloy. This is the recipe. Or no, this is the recipe we're going to use. So we need to get some liquid tin. I want to make a few of these before. So I'm going to grab, let's just say 16 tin. And then we will put that in the extractor. We don't need auto fluid output. We'll let that go. I have some steel drums ready. Let's grab all the other things we're going to need. Red alloy, circuit boards. Let's craft some more even. We're going to need to make more of those. And resistors and vacuum tubes. Now, I don't know how many this is going to make, but hey, we got some of it. And we got to get our liquid tin out of here whenever it's done. I think there should be enough to make one, so let's just grab it. There you go. And then, I don't know. Let's check it one more time. Do I need to put anything else in there? Nope. I mean, this looks fairly simple. Let's put in our liquid tin. And let's just put all this in there. We're finally crafting ourselves some cheaper circuits. This is going to be so nice. Go ahead and get this first one made. Oh my gosh, it double crafts them. Awesome. So I'm just going to let that thing passive and go. But anyway, I'm going to take a second and I'm going to get some more things ironed up and I'll be back to you. And with our first LV circuits finally being crafted in the circuit assembler, I think it's about time we start doing some work and generating some resources before I finish off this episode here. So let's go ahead up here into our simulation chamber. And I believe, I don't know how this works exactly, but let me grab the pristine matter out, the overworldian matter. And I think in the loot fabricator, all you gotta do is put the pristine matter in this slot. And then I pick what I want, which in this case, I'm going to do iron. And I just gotta watch this thing go. So that's very, very cool. I'm super excited about that. We can kind of just let this thing go and create ourselves some free iron. I mean, that is awesome. And I know there's a lot of other cool things that we can generate using these machines, and that's going to be the main focus of next episode in terms of with a big chunk of it. I want to be able to create a lot of those simulation chambers and generate a whole different bunch of types of resources. I'm going to go in here into this and complete a lot of these quests. I want to get the data models for all of these other different types of mobs so we can start progressing our way into ender pearls and the enderman data model so that we can really start auto crafting a lot of the things we're going to need. But I think that's where we're going to call it here. In between this episode and the next one, I'm going to spend a lot of time kind of figuring out how I want to lay this out. I might even move this, and I might build it in a little separate building somewhere else. We'll see what I feel like. But yeah, that's kind of been this episode. We got a lot done today. I can't even begin to go over all the things we did, but I think it's a really good spot to be in. So if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to see more and want to see me progress even further, finally into the MB age, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Other than that, it's been Eagle. Peace.